Okay, there we go. Greetings, gaming community, and all those who are watching. This is FoxGamer396 and I'm making yet another YouTube video. If I sound any different, it's because I'm using a more improved microphone, and I decided to use this stream to test it out. Also to get myself out of a funk that I've been in for a while. Before I get any further, though. Okay. So I just had to make sure that there's okay. I want to make sure there's no more audio scuff. Now, after we become a Spectre, there's some people that we can talk to. Which, by the way, when we last left off, we continued the hunt for evidence against Saren, and led to me becoming a Spectre.
Okay. I'm on a break. Talk to someone else if you need anything. I've got a lot on my mind.
What's wrong?
Maybe I can help.
Well, maybe you can. You're a soldier, right? You ever head out to the Traverse?
More than I like.
The Traverse is a rough place. We're out there quite a bit.
My brother's the captain of a ship called the Majesty. It was crossing the Traverse a few days ago when it disappeared. Just dropped right off the grid. And that usually means one of two things. They had massive mechanical failure, or they were attacked.
Attacked?
Any idea why someone would attack them?
Privateers, slavers, mercs looking for an easy score. There's a lot of nasty sorts out in the Traverse. I won't give up on my brother. Not yet. I've got the coordinates for the last transmission from his vessel.
Oh yeah. Brother's ship.
What kind of ship was it?
Don't let the name fool you. The Majesty's just a small trading vessel, only a handful of crew. But he kept it in good condition. I don't think mechanical failure is too likely. But they don't have any real weapons or shields. If anyone did come after them, the Majesty'd be a sitting duck.
Reward?
What's in this for me?
I can't afford to pay you anything. If I had that kind of cash, I'd have hired a recovery team to track him down already. Maybe you could look into this as a personal favor, you know? We humans have to stick together.
Yeah, so... Okay, authorities.
Isn't anyone else looking into this?
My brother's just a small independent trader. Ships like his disappear in the Traverse all the time.
I'll do it.
If your brother's still alive, I'll find him. Give me the coordinates.
I'll forward them to your ship right away. Please let me know as soon as you find him.
Before I do that, though, there's something I have to do really quick. And go here. Sorry, it's just something that that I intended to get done. Okay. Back to damn it. Okay, back to the game. Okay. No. I keep forgetting. I'm used to the different key mapping. So what I'm pressing is the key that I'm used to hitting for shift.
In other news, Exogeny Corp is still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why communication with the survey team was suddenly cut off last week, company officials refused to comment.
Just have to clean off my glasses because it's making my my eye look a little bit wonky.
Please do not disturb the keepers.
No. Okay, there was a reason I avoided that because over there's a circumstance where I can't enter the conversation. Well, I can, but I'd prefer not to enter the conversation until I have more Paragon points. Okay. There's also something around here.
Got a moment, Spectre? Hello, Spectre. I have a business proposition for you.
How do you know me?
How did you know I'm a Spectre?
Word travels. Your name comes up in certain circles. I'm acquainted with a pair of powerful crime bosses. They're hiding on remote worlds, and I have the coordinates. You could do the galaxy a favor.
Defenses?
What kind of defenses would these two have?
I haven't the faintest idea, but they're certain to be armed. Their partnership's soured, and each believes that the other intends to kill him. They will be well prepared.
I could charge you.
You're obviously with them. Why don't I just arrest you instead?
Arrested for what? You and I are simply having a conversation. I have excellent legal representation. Arresting me would be a waste of your time.
I hate that. I mean, I get that it's part of the justice system, but it's kind of annoying when the criminals have amazing defense attorneys. Her interests?
And what do you get out of this?
We share interests in certain cooperative ventures, but their business practices have forced me to terminate our relationship. Once they are dead, I will manage our organization in a more tasteful manner.
I'm curious what this will say.
I eliminate them, and then you take over and try to eliminate me. How stupid do I look?
While I appreciate your estimation of my bravado, I have no intention of attempting to murder you. You are the first human Spectre, and you are doing important work for humanity. I have no interest in red sand or slavery. Anyone who does deserves to die. Our needs are aligned.
Are they? Known crimes.
What crimes did these men commit?
They're red sand dealers who make victims of their customers. Those who can no longer pay are sold to Batarians as slaves. They're loathsome, hurting innocent people. They must be ended.
No, I won't do this.
Find someone else to do your dirty work. I want no part of a gang war.
Here are the coordinates nonetheless. What you do with them is your decision. Could you really let these men live, knowing that you can stop them? Goodbye, Commander. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
I'm sure, Helena. Okay. I think I talked to this Savina already. Clearly I spoke with that keeper. Well, I interacted with that keeper. Away! Damn it. We'll get down there later. Next time we visit the Citadel. Now, yes, I could fast travel, technically. But I thought I'd show you another way to get to the CSEC Academy. As soon as I can get down there. Damn it. Keep doing that. Now, let's try this again.
Binary Helix has settled out of court with a Krogan group that had accused the Genetics Corporation of fraud. The Krogan group had contracted Binary Helix to perform studies with a long-range goal of curing their genetic...
I'm sorry, this is just one of those repeats, you know, news bites. It's nothing special. Now, you speak with the requisitions officer.
One sec, looking you up. Commander Shepard, here with the Alliance military. First time on the Citadel, that about right?
Sure is.
How did you know all that?
I'm the CSEC requisitions officer. I need to make sure our buyers are authorized. So, will you be purchasing anything today, Commander Shepard?
I need supplies.
Show me what you've got.
Sounds good. Just let me set you up. Oh, this must be a mistake. System's telling me to offer you our select stock. Spectre? Well, I heard about that, but I didn't realize it was you. Sorry, Commander.
No problem.
Just show me what you've got.
I'll open the rare stock for you, Commander. Enjoy.
Seems it's a bit rude. So, when it's special properties like this, you know, Spectre Master Gear, then it's typically some of the most powerful weapons you can find. So in this case, it's pretty much the strongest sniper rifle, strongest shotgun, strongest assault rifle, and strongest pistol. And then there's just a bunch of other stuff, like the Aldrin Lab's license, which I will take. Grenade upgrade, which I'm going to need. And then there's all this other stuff. And then, of course, I can sell stuff. I sort by name, so I can sell the stuff like this. Typically, what I try to do is I try to sell off the lower ranked all the copies. So in this case, it'd be getting rid of the armor piercing rounds 1. Oh. I'm not going to sell all junk because I don't know what is junk. Though I'm not selling this because I'm going to break that down into Omnigel. This, however, I will sell because it is a copy. Same with Kessler and Lancers. Striker 1 I'm going to sell because I have a Striker 3 here. Toxic Seals the same. The armor I'm going to... Well, armor upgrades I'm going to be mindful of. As well as the armor itself, because... You know, it says light armor human. Now, Phoenix, you may remember Ashley's armor was light armor... Hang on, I think this is a bit loud. Was like a light armor... That's the other way. Light armor well, medium armor Phoenix. The name isn't limited to the race. In fact, each and every name can spread across the all the races for armor, save for one. Well, save not one, save for a few. You get my point. Just to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So UNC, well, assignments are side missions. The main mission is here. Now I speak with the ambassador. And the way I can speak to him is to go here.
In breaking news, Chairman Burns of the Parliament Subcommittee on Transhuman Studies has been kidnapped by biotic extremists. The biotics commandeered a freighter and were last seen in the Hades Gamma Cluster. No demands have yet been made.
Okay, that actually mattered because sometimes listening to the elevator conversations exactly gives a general update. Udina, while I don't like you, I'm forced to talk with you.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
I will.
I'll take good care of her, sir.
I know you will, Commander.
But first, why are you doing this?
I want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
David, there's more to this.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
You should have told me.
Why didn't you ever mention this?
What was I supposed to say? I could have been a Spectre, but I blew it? I failed, Commander. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
You can count on me.
I won't let you down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharaoh system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
What about the Reapers?
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
Count on me.
I'll stop it.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice on that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
I'll start there.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
I'll be careful.
I'll try not to make things any harder on you, Ambassador.
Glad to hear it, Commander. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Of course. Only concerned for his job.
Yes, Commander?
Are you okay?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing. But you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
See, this is why I feel so bad for David, because he goes... Like, he has to slog through so much shit. And none of it is his fault. He's just a victim of circumstance. In a manner of speaking. Because, you know, he constantly has to deal with, you know, hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. And, like with, when you mentioned earlier with Saren. I just feel so bad for the guy. Ferris.
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city. Mostly ruins now. But some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
Artemis Tau Cluster.
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. Tassoni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
Won't be too hard. Nevaria.
What can you tell me about Novaria?
Novaria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Novaria respects. But they aren't popular.
No, of course not. Speaking of Spectres, you worked with the Spectres.
I want to know the truth about you and Saren. I want to know about the mission you were on together all those years ago.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
Something went wrong.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned.
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
Was anyone hurt?
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished, and I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
You got blamed?
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
That's not fair.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
It wasn't your fault.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
This doesn't matter.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
Goodbye.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
See, this is what I meant with how much he had to deal with. Because, scan the keepers. Okay. Because with how much he had to go through already, it seems kind of stupid that he has to suffer for something that isn't really his fault. Anyways.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Recognize that voice?
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
This feels wrong.
Captain Anderson should be the one in charge. It's like I'm stealing the ship from him.
Yeah, the captain got screwed. But it's not like you could have stopped it. Nobody's blaming you. Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
I need to be honest with them.
This is Commander Shepard speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy.
Humanity must do its part.
For too long, our species has stood apart from the others. Now it's time for us to step up and do our part for the rest of the galaxy. Time to show them what humans are made of.
Siren will be ready for us.
Our enemy knows we're coming. When we go into the Traverse, Saren's followers will be waiting for us. But we'll be ready for them, too.
Everyone is counting on us.
Humanity needs to do this. Not just for our own sake, but for the sake of every other species in Citadel space. Saren must be stopped. And I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
I won't let him down.
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, sir.
Clearly a leader born in this man. By the way, if you didn't recognize the voice of the Normandy VI, that is Jennifer Hale. I believe I mentioned her in the recording, the gameplay for this. But Jennifer Hale is one of the most recognizable voices, especially to me, because I pay attention to the cadences and how people sound. So I feel I can say almost for guaranteed fact, like, Jennifer's voice has been used in almost everything that exists. By everything, I mean, I feel like it's maybe a bit too loud, I'll turn it down a bit. By everything, I mean, like, video games, television shows, movies. I mean this literally too, because she's also in the Knights of the Republic series that I mentioned before, that I played before. She plays Bastila Shan, and she also plays Citadel in the Old Republic video game, and she was female Jaden Core in Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. She's been used a lot. Her voice has been used a lot. I actually got to meet her at a Comic-Con years ago. 2 years ago. Got a signed autograph and a selfie with her. Anyways, let's talk to the crew.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
They're on our side.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, sir, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Yes, Nihilus was on our side from the very beginning to the very end. So your point is moot. Aliens on the ship.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Never turn away help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
Yeah. Personal questions.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. Those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
Now you're here.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
I didn't expect that. Okay. Now, because of the Spectre training, I'm just going to keep doing this. Because Unity allows you to immediately restore your squad members to fighting state after they have been knocked out in combat. Now. There's other people on the ship to speak to that I haven't yet. Dr. Chakras, she doesn't really have anything new to provide. Caden, however, does.
Anything you need, Commander?
Tactical appraisal.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
True. Looking for personal input.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Okay. I guess Caden doesn't have much to talk about that's new. Okay. Now the captain's quarters are mine. I do think it's weird because they have a computer here, I'm assuming. Then they have this, which I can also assume is a computer unless it's something different. And the side-by-side bed. Why? Why is it two beds next to each other? Why not just make it, you know, one big bed? Sorry. Now we talk to the requisitions officer.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
Supplies?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Pay you?
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
Let's investigate. Licenses.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
Manufacturers?
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
New items.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased. But I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Show me.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Now, what I did earlier, if you remember, I purchased a license, Aldrin Labs, I think. But this is the most basic manufacturer, known as Hane Kadar. At least I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. It's basic when it comes to weapons. For armor, I think it's something different. Yeah, the Scorpion was different because if you look at the comparison, it's stronger than the medium armor. Wait, no, that's a weak comparison. Well, you get my point. It's different, so to speak. Now, unfortunately, I can't list the exact numbers, but I do know the manufacturers that I can get licenses for, somewhat. Garrus, let's talk to you.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with a Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
You knew?
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
It's not that bad.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
That was the reason.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
Yeah, it's a tough decision.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
That depends.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to.
Garrus.
I understand, Commander.
Now see, I do like Garrus. He's a great guy. The problem is, I get his frustration too. Because, you know, from a police officer's perspective, it's hard to do the job because everyone can look at you like the bad guy. When people like Garrus get frustrated with the bureaucracy and the politics and the red tape and all that, just getting in the way of making sure that bad people get justice or you know, get punished or whatnot. Because there are also people who've been on the receiving end of misplaced justice, which, you know, is the reason for the red tape and the hurdles that he had to jump through. Anyway, Ashley.
Commander?
How are we doing?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
That would save your unit.
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit?
Yes, sir. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
Don't blame yourself.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
Sir, they have flashlight heads.
Wow.
I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, they have flashlight heads, but technically speaking, they also do make noise. So, anyways, can we talk?
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Goodbye.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
That's weird. So yeah, I can go over here and customize the equipment of my 6 crewmates, squad mates, I mean. For example, Ashley. So I can give her the Avenger, like I planned. And I can change the armor that she's wearing. This I intended to get myself. Now see, I'm used to playing the old school style of Mass Effect, so the shield battery also helped with wow. It helped with combat, especially surviving combat. Caden. I'll give that to you because, why not? Seems really fair. Yeah. I don't have enough to actually distribute the weapon upgrades, the second type. So for now, I'm just going to leave people with what they've got. It's not a big deal because, you know, it's not difficult to combat. Garrus? Oh, right. Yes. Now, this is where it gets a bit strange because if you remember in the last video, I'm just gonna skip over Rex for a second. If you remember the last video, Tali has proficiency with a shotgun. Now, I found this to be a bit strange, as with most people who start the game off, because it does match with the weapon proficiency, weapon training, I mean, when it comes to the classes themselves. So, if you remember right, it's Soldier, Sentinel, Infiltrator, Vanguard, Engineer, which only means that this last one can be Adept. So, all the weapons, nothing. Sniper rifle and pistol, shotgun and pistol, pistol, pistol. Yet, Tali has experience and proficiency using a shotgun. Rex, on the other hand, he can use both a shotgun and an assault rifle. My guess is because he's a Krogan, they just decided to give it to him. But either way, I'm not really complaining, it's just, you know, something I'm pointing out.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
Personal inquiry.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Come on.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
That's unfortunate.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It isn't?
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I see your point.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Touchy subjects.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Extinction.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
So?
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
Genophage.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
What?
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
Yeah.
Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
I see.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
See, this is another downside here. Because the Solarians uplifted the Krogan, but they kind of rushed the evolution. So they gave, they effectively gave nuclear weapons to cavemen and caused them to destroy themselves out of challenge. So, yeah, it didn't end well for the Krogan. Adams?
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
Is she bothering you?
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
She's useful.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You've got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Oh, not really. Stealth system.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
Nice. So we're invisible.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
FTL gives us away?
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Nice. Personal questions.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Most ships can't. Especially in this case. Normandy.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on. Probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
Drive core?
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Nice. Goodbye.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
And now we talk to Tally.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
Well, this ship's special.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
You're into ships?
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
That was 300 years ago.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Quarians.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Like what?
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
Yeah, it's kind of the sad thing about the Quarian people. In that circumstance, it kind of relates back to a couple decades back in China, where they had the same rule that's only, you know, only one child per couple. The Conclave.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
You're democratic?
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Interesting. You know, it's funny, thinking about the Quarian people surviving on ships like that kind of makes me think of the movie WALL-E. Because, ow. You know, same circumstance, well, similar circumstances, except it was pollution that caused them to leave Earth and settle on ships. Geth.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Tell me.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
Isn't AI research illegal?
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
The neural network?
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
Like a hive mind.
So there's some sort of group consciousness.
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input.
Well.
Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
I don't get it.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Why?
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Oh, of course they did. They defended themselves.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exiled, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Is it just the same thing?
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so worked up. Most Quarians tend to have pretty strong opinions about the Geth.
Yeah. Let's talk about the pilgrimage.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Do they always accept?
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
Sounds dangerous.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Let's change topics.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Like me saying goodbye.
I should go.
See you later.
That feels kind of awkward to end the conversation there like that. But yeah, effectively the whole war between the Quarians and the Geth. I understand the fear, you know, hearing a machine ask if it has a soul. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to feel sorry for the Quarians because they attacked first. Yes, it was out of fear and concern, but still, you know, they made the first strike, thus kickstarting the war. So it's kind of an unpleasant thing to think about. Okay. Now we get to explore the galaxy map. So here's the Citadel, supposedly constructed by the long extinct Protheans. Supposedly, this colossal deep space station serves as the capital of the Citadel Council. Gravity is simulated through rotation and is a comfortable 1.02 standard Gs on the wards and a light 0.3 standard Gs on the Presidium ring. Gs is the gravitational pull, by the way. Total length open is 44.7 kilometers. Diameter open is 12.8 kilometers. Population is 13.2 million, not including the keepers. And gross weight is 7.11 billion metric tons. That's amazing. But that's a Citadel here in the Widow cluster. That is remarkably quick. I'm used to it taking like this slow to move across, not to go back and forth like that. So this is the nebula. Wait, no, I'm thinking of it wrong. This is a system. I'm in the nebula now. And now we have the galaxy, the Milky Way. Now, the ones with the tabs, those have primary missions to explore. We're going to start with Liara's dig site in the Artemis Tower cluster, because that does matter. Now, you would be expected to try and figure out where it is if you haven't seen the journals, but I've played this game multiple times over, so I know it's in the Gnosis system. So now we're going to pull out of dock. And now we're going to start flying. Now, just because there's a handful of planets that you can actually land on, doesn't mean it's not worth exploring all the planets. So, Phaestus doesn't really have anything, but it does have a little description here. I'll let you read through that for a few seconds before I exit. Starting now. Oops. It's also good to search through these asteroid belts to see that. So I can scan for anomalies in the asteroid belts like that. So now I have a metallic asteroid, which is metal rich. Now I can survey. And now I have platinum in my in my ship that I've just surveyed. Now we have the planet Armeni. Now Krypton and well, Krypton here is kind of funny because it makes me think of Superman and whatnot. Xenon, by the way, is poisonous to humans. Don't breathe it. Which is another thing too. Some of these planets have environmental hazards that prevent it from being able to traverse it without without a helmet. So sometimes you'll see the faces of the characters, sometimes you won't. Arcanus. Again, people can't breathe this, so they need to oh, wouldn't matter anyways because it's a gas it's a gas giant, so for one thing there's no surface to land on. For another thing, we can survey it. And now we have a large concentration of nitrogen. Good. So now we go over here. Wait, no. Here first. Zakros. Nitrogen, methane atmosphere. Again, we can't breathe that. Now, this... humans can't survive that. Yeah, that's too frigid. Now we go to Therum, the planet where Liara is located. Therum is a distant but rich industrial world claimed by the Human Systems Alliance. Its plentiful heavy metals have fueled the recent manufacturing boom on Earth. The core samples, rich with the fossils of simple silicon-based organisms, indicate Therum was more habitable in the past than it is at present. Perhaps this explains why the many protein ruins dotting the surface, most of which have been looted by mining corporations. It's a colony founded in 2167, so about 14 years, I think. Or 16, one of the two. Population is 34,000, so no, it's not much. Yeah, it's about the equivalent of a country in modern times. Capital is Nova Yekaterinburg. Sorry, I tried. Orbital period is 6.4 Earth years, which means that's the difference on average between how long it takes the Earth to go around the Sun as opposed to Therum to go around its star. Radius is 6,724 kilometers. I'm not sure how large it is compared to Earth. Day length is 28.3 Earth hours, so it has a shorter time period. No, it doesn't. It has a longer time period. It's 4.3 hours more than what we experience here. Atmospheric pressure is 0.68 Earth atmospheres. Not sure what that means. Surface temperature is 59 Celsius. That's actually hotter than the average here. And surface gravity is 1.12 Gs. Which means that you might feel heavier on Therum. Not by much, but by enough. I used these two last time, so I'm going to for the hell of it, I'm going to use Caden and Rex. And accept the squad. Ouch! I am not sitting right.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Yeah. So the M23 Mako is how we're going to go around most of these planets. In fact, every time you land, save for a few locations, it's always going to be in the rover. So just driving around like that. You also have to be careful because Therum is like a giant active volcano. In that, you know, there's obviously lava and magma right next to me. So if I drive too far off the side, I'm going to have to restart from our save. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Oh. 7, 8. Okay, so I have 8 talent points to distribute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now Rex, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now with characters that aren't tech experts, like you know, infiltrators and sentinels and engineers and whatnot, I just distribute the points evenly. So I would just go, you know, 3, 3, 3, 3. Once this reaches 4, because that's when the next thing unlocks, then I start to increase this one. Unless it's, you know, the character I play as, then I just go, you know, 4 unlock, 5 unlock, 6 unlock, 7 unlock. Okay. Now, as you can imagine, this cannon here on the top is not just for show. Case in point. I assumed correctly. Now, destroying the armatures, they give you upgrades or weapons or stuff like that, which you can reduce to Omnigel, but I won't, because the upgrades are actually useful. What I will do, however, is move on. And you can see on the mini-map here, you see the larger thing, larger red shape. That's because it's a...
Only a fool punches a Nathak in the mouth. We should sneak around and pull its tail.
Well, turrets like that, so bigger enemies. Now, fighting the ground troops in the Mako is really easy because all you have to do is just point and shoot. Unless they're inside the buildings, in which case... No, that's not it. In which case that. Now, I was going to explore these locations anyways, for this exact reason. Right. Okay, that's weird. It would say normally, well, actually, to be fair, it would say that the character is not proficient with this weapon, but this is the legendary edition, so different rules, I guess. Okay. Let's begin manual override. And go. Got it. Going to equipment, taking all. I already have the Avenger 2, so I don't really need to get a new one. That being said, Caden, yes. Also, anti-personnel rounds. There we go. Rex, I'll give you the Hurricane. And you can use the radioactive rounds. Actually, no. I'll wait till the better upgrades come his way. Right. Yes. Now I can deal with the turrets that were in my way at first when Rex was talking about the Nathak thing. Now again, the turrets aren't really a threat in especially in this case, as evidenced by me wiping them all out. Okay.
All clear.
Well, not really, but clear enough. Yes, scimitar. I will happily take that. Thank you. Oh. Medium armor Turian. Guardian. If I remember correctly, that's actually pretty good armor, so I'm going to hang on to that. Especially since Garrus, being an infiltrator, actually gets medium armor proficiency. So it's helpful to hang on to some of that stuff. Oops. Okay. Take all. Again, I didn't mean to hit that. It is nice, by the way, that they allow the sprint functionality like this, even when there's no combat, because otherwise I would just be... Oh, must have been sliding over the entire time. Otherwise, I would just be pretend sprinting, which is rather annoying. There we go. And once again with this. And go. There we go.
All targets down.
Now we can proceed. But first, still like we actually need the weapons out right now. No, I already went there. I can tell this for sure now because I can't select the crate. Even if I hadn't gone there, the crate's not selectable, so BFG. No, BFD, sorry. Still an armature. Now equipment, again, hardened weave, armor plating, collect all, squad. So now I upgrade to unlock fitness. And I'm also going to upgrade the charm as often as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, because I can. And of course Rex, it's just evening it out. Now when you get to other planets, it doesn't matter how high your decryption and yeah, take a look. It doesn't matter how high your decryption and electronics are, because the things do get more difficult as you progress. Get on the ground. Oh, Colossus. Fantastic. Now, those things aren't so bad in this game, but they get worse as you progress through the trilogy. Okay, so our shield regenerator 3. That's amazing. Hammerhead rounds. Hardened weave. Toxic seals. Stimulant pack and chemical rounds 2, all of them, which I'll be taking. And chemical rounds 2, I will take that. Oh wait, almost forgot. Oh. Right. Shield regenerator just brings the shields back up quicker. Now again, I'm not too concerned about the upgrades because the weapons themselves, that's what matters as you progress. I completely missed. How did I completely miss? I don't know if that area over there in the corner is able to be reached without dying, but I'm not going to find out the hard way. What I will do is keep driving along. Okay. Forgot about that. So space, jump, and shift, boost. Which, you know, this is kind of weird for me to think about. They have hovering technology, yet they still have cars with wheels. Like tires, I mean. Yeah, that's as far as we can get. And now we progress.
Hostile contact!
this.
All targets down.
Yeah, for now. Sometimes the Geth will also give you something, so it's good to check your inventory for that. Damn it, I'm doing this. There we go. Really? Now the annoying thing with the sniper rifles is sometimes they're a one-shot thing, and then they have to cool down if you don't time it right. Which gets kind of nerve-wracking. Yeah, I can't go down there without causing as much of a problem for myself.
I think we're good, Commander.
Yeah, that'd be nice to think that. But we're not good. There's more up ahead. And this part is where I wish I had the rover still. Because, guess what's further along? Oops. These bouncing pricks. Now I wish it was just that. But now we have the Colossus as well. Now the nice thing about the chemical rounds is that it kind of depletes the health on its own. Rex, you imbecile. How? Oh, right. Unity. You're not done yet. Oh, it's an another Colossus, my bad. Okay, Rex, you're starting to piss me off. Uh-oh. Okay, that's bad. That. There we go. Seriously? Damn it. Okay, I swear this wasn't as hard before. Why are you saying medic? You don't need it. Okay, I must have hit something. Use my shields. It caused my health to regenerate. Not sure what I hit. Get up. There we go. And now okay, armor piercing rounds twice. And just reduce one of them to Omni Gel. I'm going to. And then we have the rest. Now squad. Again, I leveled up, so that's good. Now, for the combat armor, it's going to be different. I don't just go all the way to, you know, just to first aid and then continue. I typically take it a step further. So now I can use heavy armor. Excuse me. And of course the same rule. Oh, wait. That's right. This. Now, I continue.
Dead and done, just the way I like 'em.
Now, there's nothing really to collect here, so we can just go inside. And there we go. Now unfortunately it is kind of getting late for me. It's actually almost midnight, so I'm going to save here and call it a night because I'm kind of getting tired. So 1 second. Okay. Wow. I guess it's going to be a scuff no matter what, because I just tried talking earlier, and I just noticed that the capture wasn't picking up anything, so yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. In fact, I'm gonna make sure that it's, I don't know. If it's, this is the outro anyway, so I'm just going to leave it as is. So, no messages so far. And I am glad that you guys managed to tune in as much as you have. So, yeah. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I do hope you appreciated this video. You can like, you can comment, you can share. So if you want, you can subscribe to my channel or search my channel to find more videos like this. And I'll get back to you more gameplays, vlogs, songs, things like that. If you have any questions, comment below. If you have any suggestions for videos, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, FoxGamer39618. And I'm going to browse for a little bit, and then I'm going to get some sleep. So, because I am pretty tired, and this week has not been the best, actually. In fact, I kind of consider it to be one of the worst that's not just I have encountered, but the people around me as well. But, you know, life is giving me lemons, so I will try and make use of those lemons, because I don't, well, lemons don't like me. Anyways, that's all I got. Thank you so much. This is Jasper Fox signing out. Cheers and stay foxy.